Hello, welcome to another bonus episode of Hockey Inside Out. Now, the end of the season is still a ways away, but which 6 defensemen do you see ending the season with the Montreal Canadiens? Stu, why don't you start us off?
Well, I'll start this off with saying, as long as nobody else gets hurt, the Canadiens, before the season ends, there could be 4 defensemen on the injured list. But, right now you've got, Matheson playing with Savard, you've got Gooley with Barron, and you've got Harris with Struble. I'm pretty sure that Savard is going to get traded at the trade deadline. That's going to open up the one spot. I'm wondering if Struble has played so well, so who's going to be Matheson's partner? I wouldn't be surprised if they try Struble in that position. I think that could be a good pairing. And then, who comes in on the third pairing where Struble was? And I think Kovacevic gets back in there. The other thing is Kent Hughes has said that he wants to sign Lane Hudson after the NCAA season is over. So I wouldn't be shocked if we see Lane Hudson play a couple of games. I mean, a condition of him signing the contract might be he wants to burn up the first year of that contract early, the entry level. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Lane Hudson at some point at the end of the season play some games for the Canadiens. And of course, the question is Arber Xhekaj, are we going to see him back with the Canadiens this season? And I really wonder. I think unless there are injuries, I don't know if we're going to see Arber Xhekaj back with the Canadiens this season. I think they might just leave him in Laval, play him a ton of minutes there, and then figure out going into next season what their defense situation is and if there's a spot for him and where that might be.
Yeah, I mean, relying on no injuries seems like impossible on this team, right? I mean, even Laval announced this morning they had 4 players from the last game. Sean Farrell is out 6 to 8 weeks with an upper body injury. So it's a bad situation everywhere for this club, but I do think Xhekaj deserves and will be back in the NHL at some point sooner than later. I think there are more defensemen that could be moved out this season than just Savard. It would be surprising, but it could happen. There's a lot of guys who deserve to be playing NHL minutes right now, and it's tough to fit them in. It's a good situation, really, organizationally, but I would be surprised if Justin Barron doesn't get sent back to Laval at some point just to work on his game, because it has been a struggle and it's been going on for a while.
Yeah, I'm all for bringing Kovacevic back in. Barron, who to me has struggled. Yes, he has been able to do some stuff offensively, but his overall defensive game, I'm not totally in love with some of the things that I'm seeing happen over and over. Xhekaj, let's get this guy back in the lineup. Move some pieces around to accommodate him. Tough. It's a tough situation when you have that much depth in that position. But the bottom line is you've got a good situation from the standpoint you got guys that can play. I miss Xhekaj. The team could use him. So anyways, a good problem to have. You've got some pretty good players. Now it's, just who do they want to keep moving forward, because they're going to have to move some bodies to accommodate this year and future years.
I wonder if Xhekaj is part of the plan with bringing in Lane Hudson at the end of the year. Put him with Lane Hudson and dare teams. You want to mess with this kid, our little guy? Well, now you have to deal with our big guy too.
Sheriff.
Exactly.
Well, talk about the depth on the blue line, and it is a really nice thing. I asked Marty St. Louis about practice. Well, you got to deal with surpluses and shortages in the NHL as a coach. I'd much rather have a surplus. And it's not that long ago, Canadiens fans, that Victor Mete was on the Canadiens' top pairing defense with Shea Weber. That's how
at 18.
That's how thin they were on defense back then. So it's a night and day difference. I mean, this team needs more scoring up front, but defensively, the guys they have here, you've got Reinbacher and you've got Logan Mailloux and Lane Hudson. They've got a lot of young defensemen. And as you mentioned, Andrew, David Savard might not be the only guy moving. Maybe Kent Hughes packages one of the young defensemen with something to try and get a scoring forward. But for right now, the Canadiens are really set up well on the blue line.
All right, well, share your thoughts below. Which 6 defensemen do you see ending the season with the Montreal Canadiens? And go to hockeyinsideout.com to see our full episode.